Miami are on the way. Once again, please turn off your phones. Make sure they're on vibrate or turned off. Again, no video in this room, and you know the procedure on the questions. Identify yourself and to whom you are directing the question. So Miami will be in here momentarily. Okay, once again, we'll have a statement from Coach Morris, then player questions, and then we'll come back to Coach Morris after that.
Well, first, I'd like to go ahead.
Go ahead, Jim.
I'd like to congratulate Santa Barbara on the win. They played well. I'm disappointed in the way we played out here in Omaha. We didn't do the little things that we did all year to win the number of games we did. I felt like we had a great season coming into it. But the little things that we've been doing, we didn't hit with guys on base or make a pitch, or make a play defensively we needed to make to win. And when you get to this level, you've got to do all the things you're going to win, because everybody out here is playing well. And Santa Barbara's a club that played very good today. They played good defense. They get down a couple bunts when they need them or whatever to win. And I congratulate them. And but I'm proud of our team. They played hard all year.
Okay, we'll open up for questions. Get the mic from Jill or Suzanne. Okay.
George Richards, Miami Herald. This is for Danny. Just how tough was it to watch that sixth inning unfold from the dugout after, the great start you gave the Canes?
It was speechless. Frankie did the best he can, and unfortunately, they scored, and my goal was to put up 9 zeros on the board. And unfortunately, I didn't do that, so I didn't do a very good job.
Mike Malloy with the Orlando Sentinel. Danny, the rain delay about an hour in the sixth inning happened right in the middle of that inning after you'd given up a base hit. What did you do during that delay to just try to stay loose and stay focused?
My pitch coach, J.D. Arteaga, he told me just go down in the batting cage, just start throwing, tossing. Tossed about twice, and then I told him I was ready. I wanted the ball again, and I wanted to pitch,
Sean Ryan, collegebaseballinsider.com for Danny. Danny, a little bit of a rough start, and then you kind of got into a groove. Any nerves at the beginning, or what changed for you as you got into the game past the second inning?
I was actually excited, Obviously, I had that rough second inning, but, I minimized damage, and not even one run scored. And just had a mindset of just going up there and dominating and just throwing in strikes, competing, and having our offense come in and hit as quick as possible.
Okay. Go George. And then.
Zach, you were on the base there in the eighth. Looked like you guys had the opportunity there to get some of that back. You got 2 of the runs back. Did you feel like you guys were going to come back and win this thing?
Yeah, I feel like we always have a chance. I mean, this team all year has came back from plenty of deficits. I mean, we've came back from more than 4 runs all year, and we had a chance going in the 9th inning, and I mean, we were all confident of that, and it just didn't happen.
Aaron Fitt with D1 Baseball. Zach, this team won 50 games and won the ACC regular season. How do you respond to the people who I'm sure will try to define this season by what happened in Omaha?
I mean, you can't look at it like that. I mean, we made it to Omaha. We're one of the top 8 teams that have made it here in college baseball, and I mean, we had a great season. Winning 50 games in one season is a huge goal for us, and just making it here is big for us. So we played hard and just didn't get it done.
Okay, Mike.
Zach, tell me about the home run you had in the first inning.
just being aggressive. He threw a fastball 1-0, and I was aggressive and put the barrel on it, and it went out.
Did you know it was gone when you hit it?
You never know it's gone in this field, and especially with the way the wind's been blowing, and I was running hard.
Okay. We have any more questions for the student athletes? Okay, men, you guys are excused. Thank you and congratulations on the season. Jim,
Thank
you
you.
hold on.
Thanks.
Jim, you hold
Can't
on.
forget.
We're going to ask
Okay.
questions for you
Okay.
now. Okay, we'll start here with Mike.
Coach, the decision to have Garcia come back after the rain delay, was there any thought in your mind of maybe going to a reliever after that long a delay, or were you pretty confident in Garcia at that point?
Well, you know, playing at Miami, we have quite a few rain delays, so we're used to handling that. And JD does a good job of guys throwing, not just sitting for 45 minutes, which it was approximately 45 minutes to rain delay. He got up twice and threw, in the cages, and we felt like he was ready to throw. And he came out, got the first guy out first pitch, and then the next guy, so only pitched 2 hitters after that. And it's kind of after him is when things went haywire with the bunt defense, the 2 safety squeezes, and then the opposite field. Those opposite field hits killed us in the 2 games. There were 3 or 4 of those that scored 2 runs. But I felt that he was ready to come back. We were going, no matter what happened after those 2 lefties, he had back-to-back lefties. We were going to Bartow with a righty.
Mark Etheridge, D1 Baseball. Jim, what did you see from their starter, Davis? What made him effective? You got 2 hits and 6 innings off.
Well, he went right at us. He got ahead in the count. He hit his spots. He threw his breaking ball over, and he just went right after us. But he hit his spots. Same thing as happened yesterday. Both those guys hit their spots. They weren't overpowering, either one of them. They have good arms, but we've seen a lot of great arms this year. And but he hit his spots. But it just comes back to what the most important thing is: location and movement, not necessarily velocity.
George.
Jim, how disappointed? I mean, can you express the disappointment? You guys came here as potential favorites, and with all the juniors that you had on this team, and now to be sitting here on Monday, knowing you're going home very early. How disappointed are you right now?
Well, I'm disappointed we weren't the favorite coming in here, I wish we were, but we weren't really the favorite coming in here. But I'm disappointed because we didn't play as well as we could play. If we played as well as we could play and lost, and I would understand more. But we didn't swing the bat the way I know we can swing it. We didn't get big hits that we've been getting all year, and we had 1 error. But that 1 error cost us because it kind of opened the door, and there in the 8th we would have had a chance to go ahead versus a guy at first base with a chance to tie. So it was a huge play for us at that 1 single play. But it's disappointing because our guys have worked very hard. Everybody's worked hard to try to get us where we're at in this position. But for us as a team, we just so a lot of these guys are going to sign, I'm sure, and we got to turn the page. I'll meet with the team when we get back. Very short meeting today, and I'll meet with the team when we get back and kind of know more what's going on and try to keep pounding on and prepared and try to get these guys back to Omaha again next year. It's always the goal. If you come, you're going to win it. If you keep working hard and doing what you got to do.
Okay, Mike.
Mike Lanana, Baseball America. Jim, did you feel as though the ballpark might have impacted you guys offensively at all, or did it come down more just to execution with you guys?
I don't think the ballpark affected us at all, this time because Zach's ball went out. Zach's ball would not have gone out last night, but Deese's ball wouldn't have gone out last night. In most ballparks, it wasn't the ballpark at all as far as not carrying, even though the ball didn't carry, but we didn't really hit a lot of balls that you would say, wow, that would have been gone. Or something like that. So I thought the park played very fair for us. We didn't play as well as we had to do, but we hit. Our hits were line drives; they weren't home runs.
Okay, Aaron.
Coach, you've won a couple of championships here, but the game is different now, I guess, than it was then. I mean, you still had some great teams since then, but is it harder now, do you think, to win it all when you consider the national landscape than it was 15 years ago?
I don't think it's necessarily harder to win it once you get here. I think it's harder to get here. There's so many good teams that I've never heard of, 15 years ago. Being Santa Barbara, I wouldn't have known anything about them, but it's their first time. And I want to congratulate them. That's a great thing. And them getting here, or even TCU, at that point you heard of them, but they weren't a baseball school. And the coaches have gone there and done a great job. There's so many teams out there right now battling that are on the edge to get to Omaha. It's really tough. The game's changed so much since I've been at Miami. Not just since I started coaching, but since I came in '94. The schedules you play, us being in the ACC, the umpiring, everything has gotten better and tougher, and it's tough just to get here. And when you get here, everybody's playing well, everybody's good, and you can't make mistakes. And you got to do what you did to get here, and that's the team that's going to win it. They can relax and play the game and get some big hits, and play the good defense and do whatever you got to do with a pen to get it done. Because our pen pitched good, we just didn't get it done the other ways.
Okay, we'll have time for one more question if anybody wants to take it. Okay, Jerry.
Coach, congratulations on another terrific season. Can you kind of expound a little bit on when you're talking about Santa Barbara and not knowing much about them? Is it also just so much harder on teams when you're not even in the same region? They're a West Coast team, obviously. You rarely see them, if ever. Is it harder to scout those teams than teams that maybe you would see a year ago or this year?
Well, I don't think we've ever played before. I think that's correct. Not since I've been in Miami anyway. And that's the reason I love coming to California and playing before we in the ACC being independent. And we played the teams out there, the best of the best. We always tried to play, whether it was the California teams or Texas or whoever it was at that particular time, because I thought that prepared us to play. And West Coast baseball is a little bit different than East Coast baseball, no question. A little bit more small ball and button and safety squeezes. The two of them are back to right. They're a little bit different. And but they play the game hard. They play it well, and these guys did a great job. And both teams really that we lost to did a really good job. And they're all California. Both of them are California style baseball, as far as I'm concerned. And going back to Long Beach State, the way they played, I mean, they were a very, very good team too, and just as good as this team's. If they would have just got a break, and you got to get a break, and be lucky and take advantage of an opportunity as being lucky, as far as I'm concerned, and they took advantage of that, and we did. Okay,
Jim,
thanks.
congratulations on a great season.
Thank you.
Okay, once again, for those of you just in here, please turn off your phones, no video, and we will have a statement from Coach Checketts, then opening up for player questions, and then we'll hold you after we excuse them. Okay? Overview. Congratulations.
Yeah, it was a pretty good battle, and our guys did a really good job of competing, and Collins hit that ball out, and it looked like oh, here we go, and our guys were able to punch back after that. And then thought they did a really good job of during the rain delay of kind of staying in third and fourth gear and being able to come out and land some more blows. So happy for our guys. Our fans and everybody's celebrating like we just won the whole thing, but it's hard to act like you've done it before when you've never done it before. So first program World Series win, and it sure looked like it.
That's a good quote. Okay, here, questions here. We'll start with Jerry here.
Thank you, guys. Ryan, your 22nd at bat of the season. You'll remember it forever, won't you?
Absolutely. That was something special. I obviously don't get that opportunity without the guys getting on in front of me. So right before I went up to hit, Chex just said, see something up, and I got something up in the zone that I could hit well and happened to find a hole.
I know I'm supposed to let him talk, but he also had the flu all morning, was thrown up all day, and so I think it speaks to his level of competitiveness and toughness to be able to go up there and take that at bat after being violently ill all morning.
Wow. Next question. Okay, Aaron.
Aaron Fitt, D1 Baseball. Noah, obviously it seemed like you had your good stuff and your good command today. Have there been any adjustments for you before this start, coming from maybe struggling a little bit more the previous week or two?
Well, this week basically just came out knowing that Miami has a pretty good offense and that it was going to be really important to keep the ball down. In the past 2 weeks, I haven't really been able to do that, so that was my main focus. And being able to cross count with off-speed pitches was very key today.
Okay, we'll go Teddy here.
Teddy Cahill, Baseball America. JJ, just what is the feeling of being a part of the first team to win a game at the College World Series with this program?
It's been a very special ride. I think this group of young men all cares for each other, and they all have each other's backs, and we all love each other, and we're kind of just playing for each other, and it's an awesome feeling to have that camaraderie pay off and come out with a victory. And then our fans have came out, and they've been unreal, and they've been awesome for us.
Okay, Jerry.
JJ, talk about how important that was after the home run in the top of the first inning. Great at bat by you to get that run back, because Miami is so dangerous. They are so good, and if they get going with momentum, probably pretty difficult.
Yeah, that was kind of a big slap in the face right in the opening, and I could kind of tell that we kind of needed something to go our way to get a little momentum and then some good vibes going in our dugout, and I was fortunate enough to be able to get that two-strike, two-out knock.
Okay, Mike.
Mike Malloy with the Orlando Sentinel. JJ, you had about an hour to think about that at bat you had in the sixth inning, knowing that you were, I think, second up after that rain delay start. What did you do during that break? Coach talked about staying in third or fourth gear. What were you able to do to stay loose then?
We kind of were trying to stay loose in the dugout or the clubhouse, not trying to lay around and just sit around and wait. We kind of were up and moving around, music going, and then I got a couple hacks in the cage, and then just try to go out there and compete.
Here in the back.
Rich Kipis, Omaha World Herald. Ryan, go back to what Coach said about your health this morning and maybe how you felt, and at that point what you thought your role might be today, if any.
He had told me to get ready to hit and play into your spot before the rain delay happened, and I wasn't feeling particularly well before the rain delay, and I went back to the locker room and kind of laid down and relaxed and just visualized my next AB if I had it, and got ready in the cage and tried to focus on what the team needed rather than how I felt.
Go back to Mike again.
Ryan, just to follow up on that, did that hour delay help you? Would you have been able to go up had the game continued on, or did that hour give you enough time to at least partially recover from your flu? Or
Throughout the day I've kind of been up and down, so it was a matter of timing, I guess. And at the time I felt better than I had before the break, so it worked out well.
Okay, Jerry.
Noah, You look like a junior or a senior in the postseason here with your poise and everything. Coach talks about poise all the time. Facing this lineup that hit 300, that hit 49 home runs, you looked like you were not intimidated at all. Did you feel the way you looked out there?
I mean, it's hard to be tight when you're playing with these guys around me. If I'm ever feeling scared, I look around and I see JJ and all the other guys, and they're not scared, so kind of reassures you that there's no reason to be scared. And yeah, poise is key. I mean, if I'm scared, then they're not going to be scared of me, so I might as well come out there with confidence.
Okay, we'll have time for one more question for the student athletes. Aaron, you got it.
JJ, you guys have now eliminated, I think, the number 2 and number 3 national seeds from the ACC, and considering, you guys, I guess, were at the beginning of the season, and the uncertainties surrounding this team, are you surprised by everything this team has accomplished?
No, we're not surprised at all. I know everyone said we were going to be a 500 team, rebuilding year. You lose Dylan Tate, Justin Hawkame, 7 starters on the position side, and we all knew that we'd been working hard, and we were all ready for our opportunities. We got guys that have grinded out years where they've just sat the bench, and we kind of have a tough junior class that was ready for their opportunity and ready to prove people wrong. Yep.
Men, we'll see you Wednesday night.
Thank you.
The student athletes are excused. And now we'll take some questions for Coach Checketts. Jerry, why don't you start again?
Congratulations, Coach. Can you talk about how big that was for Noah Davis to get through the 6th inning before the rain hit, as opposed to the rain hits and then he's out there? Was it a big difference or was it not?
Yeah, I thought he was about done. So if the game continued on, we were probably going to make a move pretty quick because pitch count was up. So the timing worked. I think it was. We're really fortunate though that we didn't have Nelson in there, then have to sit. I think that was how it really picked us up, is not bringing Nelly in for a couple hitters, then him have to sit and go back out. The bullpen was fresh, so we had Kelly and Betancourt and Carter down there, so it felt like we could absorb some weather delays and had enough arms to keep it close.
Okay, Mark.
Mark Etheridge, D1 Baseball. Andrew, can you take us through the 6th with the first the delay, then the double squeezes, the 4-run inning, all of that occurring? I mean,
you had to replay it in my mind. It was a lot happening. Bush flies out. We don't move Gradford. We got Gradford at first. So JJ hits the double after that. Do I have that right? He hits the double after that. He was on time for a fastball. He was trying to work some 4-hole there with Gradford being held on, and did a good job of being able to get his barrel out. The safety, Coach Walton was a pitch ahead of me because I was ready to lean over and say safety, and it was already on. And then felt like after the 31 move that they wouldn't suspect us to do it again. Wanted to do it early in the count so that we didn't get Clark to 2 strikes and risk him striking out in that situation off the slider. So decided to do it again on first pitch. He got kind of a funny pitch to bunt on, but did a good job getting it to the ground, and got a decent read at third base to be able to get to that. I believe that was the 5th run there at that point, if I have it correctly. So pretty good execution. Billy Frederick's bunt was beautiful, and Ryan Clark had to bunt a tough pitch and really did a nice job there. I thought our base runners were good at third base and made good reads there in that situation. And it seems like there's a lot of double plays out there on this field because it's a little bit of a slower infield. So really just trying to stay out of those double plays. We hit into a couple on Saturday that hurt us. So guys did a good job executing.
Okay, Mike.
Coach, what possessed you to pinch hit Cumberland there in that situation? I mean, I can't imagine you've called on a guy who has, as you said, was violently ill too often in your career to deliver a big hit.
Yeah, I don't want to throw Plantier under the bus, but his at-bats led me to want to hit somebody else that was sick at that point. Kyle's at bat. Kyle's struggled all year, but he's had some big hits for us, and we keep starting him, hoping that he'll be able to get hot. And his at bats weren't great there, and felt like maybe a double play candidate. Not that Cumberland runs great, but felt like Cumberland was a better match there. We had 2 left-handers on the bench that I didn't feel like were as good a matches. And Ryan's got a pretty good feel. I know he's hitting 188, but he's got a pretty good feel, and he's had some pretty good at-bats off the bench. He and Billy Frederick have been 2 pretty good guys off the bench for us. So just felt like the matchup was decent there. He's an older guy as well, and thought that he'd be able to keep it simple.
Good, Ryan. Aaron.
Coach Davis, has had a pretty nice year as a freshman, but I know it's had some ups and downs and some really good highs, maybe in March, and then maybe a little struggle down the stretch. But how have you worked with him to get him back to this point now where he can go out here and, hold Miami to 2 hits in the College World Series?
Yeah, it hurt us late with him hurting his foot and being out. And it hurt us during conference play where we didn't have Carter healthy yet. We didn't have Kelly back yet. And so we were really struggling depth-wise. When we lost him, it was 6 innings a week that we had a real hard time to absorb. But I think it actually has worked out really well for us. A lot of those freshmen, they get to kind of that 55, 60 inning range and start to fade because they've never thrown more than that in their high school season. And him being able to kind of shut it down, and he had to rehab his foot, but to rest, it seems like we're benefiting from that now, where he's sharper and still has something. And he gave, I think it was 3 in Louisville, but he was pretty good. He threw the ball well. It came out of his hand well. I thought he was good again today, and he's continued to get a little bit better each time out. And we haven't done anything crazy with him because we've been still nursing that foot a little bit and trying to throw him on the right days, make sure it doesn't flare up. It flared up a little bit in Louisville. He's still not 100% with it, but it doesn't seem to be affecting his delivery right now.
Teddy?
What does it mean when you look around and you see the fan support that you have in this ballpark, and is the team feeding off of that?
Yeah, I think so. Our fans are a little bit like our players. They're pretty energized and rowdy and get after it pretty good. So I think it's fun to see. The first game when we, whether we lost all the games or not, coming here, and we don't want to do that. But the first game after the anthem, walking back there and seeing our crowd go crazy gave me the chills because I've said it before, but just where this program's come and all the help that we've got in terms of that grassroots effort to get our kids to this point is pretty special. I think it's really, really special, and we've had a lot of people that got behind us, and I know our guys feel that because we talk about it a lot. We talk about making sure we say thank you by playing hard, make sure we say thank you by taking care of our stuff that we, maybe we don't have the fanciest stuff, but we're going to take care of the stuff that we do have. And so I think it's special to see that those people continue to follow us and have come out here, and a lot of people have waited a long time to go to Omaha, and for this group to be able to take us there has been really special.
Rich, this will be our last question. Rich.
Andrew, you were going to have some time left after the 6th, but the way the 3rd, 4th, and 5th went, did you have a little do or die sense to that 6th that you needed to get something there or make something happen in that one?
Yeah, we had the earlier one when Fisher had kind of the stinker at bat and hits into the double play with the bases loaded, and we had that opportunity there and didn't want to let another one go. And going into it, I was hoping we just scored in Omaha. After Hatch took care of us, when we scored 1 run, I felt like that was almost a win. And then getting there, you never know what everybody else's bullpen looks like. But a lot of times, I think they have a pretty fresh bullpen. Sometimes it doesn't get easier once you get to the bullpen.
Okay, Andrew, thank you. Well,
thank you.
See you Wednesday night.